Hey y'all, I'm Derek, and welcome back to 31 Days of Found Horror. So, Pogue just killed Pennywise. It didn't take the Losers Club, it just took Pogue. Hot dang. So this episode, we're looking at a short film from 2019 by a guy named Archie Meyer. It's called 13, as in the Roman numeral 13. So, will this one actually be any good, or is it going to be another found footage nightmare? I think it's about time we find out. Let's get started. Wow. That was actually really good. So this movie is English and it is set in Sussex. So the provenance of this film is that a camera was found on a derelict northern England road, and this was the footage that was found on the camera. Pretty standard, so let's get going into the meat of it. It starts off with two friends going to the library to find a book to make a film about. They're both in university, and they have a project which is to take any book that they want and make a short film about it. Okay, that's kind of interesting, kind of vague, but interesting. And in the library, they find a musty old book that has the name Esther etched into the cover. I mean, it's not printed, it's literally like burned into it. They open up the book and there's a bunch of doodles and a little nursery rhyme in the first few pages. But then they flip back to the book and there's a bunch of numbers and a riddle that reads, "The answer lies in Esther's number." I should say that on the cover, there's also the number 13 in Roman numerals. And on the first page, they see a little symbol. So they check out the book, go home, and Google the symbol. And the symbol is an Icelandic rune that literally means to lure the weak. At that point, I know it's a trap. If you literally find a symbol that says to lure the weak and you're going to investigate it, that shows that somebody wants you dead. And they find out that the symbol is linked to an ancient cult that needs continual human sacrifices in order to live outside time. Okay, so I'm thinking sort of Lovecraftian stuff going on here. Ooh, Call of Cthulhu nonsense, yay. So in the back of the book where it says Esther's number and all that, they take all of the Roman numerals and they figure out that it's actually coordinates. And it's coordinates to somewhere up north. They're in Sussex, they need to go up north. And once again, you're forgetting, the rune literally means to lure the weak. They are literally walking into a trap. Hey, this is a trap, and hey, this is how you get to it. Oh my God, this is great. But they need a translator for the Roman numerals because I kid you not, they said this, Romans don't live in Sussex. Well, they used to. It's been a millennia, but they used to. I just think that's so funny. Romans don't live in Sussex, so they need a translator. You never learned Roman numerals in school? So they decipher the coordinates and they decide to go immediately because they can't put together that this is obviously a trap because they're frickin' white people. I literally wrote this. So they're going out to the middle of nowhere because they found a map in a book that literally admits it's a trap. Why can't they put these two things together? I mean, for goodness sake, the rune says it's to lure weak people. They literally had to decipher a code to get coordinates to go to this place. Just because you think the trap isn't for you doesn't mean there isn't a trap. Maybe it's just a trap for whoever's blind enough to go there. And of course the sun is going down, but that's not going to stop them because why wouldn't you go to a random location you find in the back of a book at night? I just have to ask, do horror movies not exist in any universe other than our own? And the coordinates lead to a road that has a gate, and one of them says, "This looks shady." You're just not putting that together? Let me go through the list again. It's nighttime. You're at an abandoned building you found because you discovered Roman numeral coordinates in the back of a book that has a sigil that literally says, "To lure the weak." What part of this seems up and up to you? So the way into the house itself actually is locked, but they can look through the fence and they see a camper. And they're like, "Oh, there's a camper van in the parking lot. That's weird." And I'm thinking, or it could be a squat. I mean, it's an abandoned building. It's probably a squat. So they go looking around the perimeter and they find a gate that's fallen down. And in the book, it makes mention to a fallen gate. So one of the guys is absolutely freaking out. He's like, "This is getting too real." The other guy, I believe it's Archie. Yeah, it's Archie. He's like, "No, let's go. This is cool." Urban exploration is fun, not at night because you can't see where you're putting your feet. So they go into the property and they walk right in front of the house. One of the guys looks up at the window and he swears he sees somebody, but it doesn't show up on camera. And that's an easy way to get around the fact that there's nobody else there. So they decide to go investigate the camper, but nothing's there. But then they see another one by a fire pit and they realize, oh, there's a lot of campers here. That's weird. Or it could be a squat. Who knows? So they decide to actually go into the house now. And yeah, it's a squat. There's beer bottles all over the place, there's trash, there's graffiti. So this is obviously where the young hooligans of the neighborhood go to drink when they're angry at their parents. And then they find the rickety stairs. And they go up the rickety stairs because there's no possible way the rickety stairs will give way while they're up there. Oh no! And that turned into a Dr. Seuss rhyme really, really quickly. Archie asks the other guy if he brought the book. And the other guy says no, he forgot the book. And they have an argument. That was the whole reason they came. Why didn't you bring the book? Because, you know, why would you bring a book? And so they're investigating, they hear a thump, and so they run towards the thump because you know why. Don't find anything. They don't believe in ghosts, but they're getting really terrified, but they keep pressing on because that's what they do. And so they keep moving through and they find the book right there on the ground. Like, oh my God, it's not like you literally read a book that declared itself a trap. So of course, bizarre stuff is gonna happen. And then they hear a door hinge open and they go investigate. And a door that was in the hall that they couldn't get into earlier is now open. They go in and one of them goes missing. So the one who's left finally decides to nope, but it's too late. He's being chased by the girl from the ring as if she had the T-virus. All while the flashlight is stuck on strobe. And then it goes blank. Oh my God, what happened? He died. And at the end, there's a title card that says, even though the camera was found in 2004, all the footage was dated in 2019. As if it's impossible to go in and manipulate data like that. Ooh. It's supposed to infer that they got taken by the cult who lives outside time. So they are the sacrifice. Honestly, as far as these found footage films have gone, this wasn't that bad. It had a storyline. The only problem was that it relied on the stupidity of the characters to get it motivated. You could see everything, which is amazing. It had good lore, it was almost Lovecraftian, but like I said, its major downfall was the decision-making of the two characters, which is a normal plot device for horror. They made stupid decisions. Why go to this place at night? Why didn't they put two and two together and realize, oh, this book is a trap? Why go exploring in this creepy old house to begin with? Even though the characters were stupid, this movie wasn't that bad. Have you seen this movie before? Drop me a message down below and tell me what you thought about it. And of course, if you haven't seen this movie but would like to see what I'm talking about, it will be linked in the description. So that's it for this episode of 31 Days of Found Horror. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. And come back tomorrow for another found footage nightmare.